There's a lot of people that just don't have patience for that. They do not have any patience for, someone that's just whining all the time, or somebody that can't get a hold of themselves.
Yeah.
And when you're the ilk that says, "Oh, get over it," you're not the person that should be helping that person.
Right.
So, but Kaitlyn does not seem like that type. Kaitlyn, I feel like you just go to the ends of the earth for a person.
I can be that way.
You can be. She goes, I can be that way.
But
Full disclosure.
I don't mean to. Sometimes it is difficult, Sometimes, like, when you're on the other end of it now and you're looking and you're like, you see the bigger picture where you didn't see it when you were going through it, and it's like, oh, I just want you to get it,
Yes.
So it can be kind of hard to be always just compassionate all the time. Sometimes you do want to shake people.
That is true.
Yeah, being in ministry is extremely difficult, and especially when they're first coming in from addiction, like they need stuff, and you need to pour into them, and they need that attention. A lot of them are dealing with mental issues, and so they're constantly taking pieces of you. And if we don't know how to be filled up, we can get stretched really
Ooh,
thin.
that's true.
Yeah, and so we have to be careful to take care of ourselves and make sure that we're being poured in, that we're pouring into each other, and that we're being the best version that we can be, because it's a lot. It's a lot to deal with, 20 different personalities, and they all want something from you.
Welcome to motherhood. So it's interesting because the way that the family's set up, that God lets us understand what love is, when you have your wife, your sweetheart, or whatever, that kind of love. And you go, how much more he loved us and how much more he loves us than we feel like we're loving somebody else. And then, but that we don't have to ever be alone, because he became a father, and he sent his son to become our brother, and so he gives us a family already that's always there spiritually for you, as well as, then sets up the church so that you get yourself involved with people that are trying to do the right thing. Right. Nobody's perfect. It's just a big hospital for the sick, right. and all. But we have hope, and that's the big thing when anyone goes into any kind of medical situation. It's just you're looking for the hope. Somebody tell me it's going to be okay, and I'm going to be okay, and that's what you guys are doing.
Yeah.
And you're doing that through an interesting and different way. I mean, you're doing it through a commercial setting where people come in and they buy all these different antiques and all these different things that you have there. One of you have got to know, what is it, Angelic Resale? What are some of the items that people can go in there and buy and help all these different things?
They have a lot of furniture. So
they have furniture in there.
Nice furniture.
They have great furniture. Like, I'm not even trying to upsell it. Like, they have really good furniture. Roll-away top desks, regular desks, big giant wall entertainment centers for flat screens, desks, bunk beds, all different kinds of bed frames. And then every holiday they have some display out front. So right now they're setting up for Valentine's Day.
Right.
They're amping that up right now. They have clothes and books and movies, and it's very good it's very open and spacious. So there's things.
I mean, you can spend hours, right?
Yeah.
Don't even get me started. How long I can spend in that place like that? So you can go in there and have all that time and all those, different items that you can get, and find that every time that you go up there and you purchase something, you're purchasing some hope for someone else outside of that. That you'll never know. They'll never know you or anything like that. But it just feels good. Like, how many times you see the towers to, T to 2, the guy who does all the building, taking the mortgages away from the people that have served their country and have been, handicapped by that. And he takes, pays their mortgage and all that. How wonderful that is.
That's
Towers
amazing,
to, there's a 2 to something. Towers to, hey, Richard, could you find out what it was? The towers to, it's like towers to, and there's another T there. And the T stands for something. He's my fact checker. Fact. V-A-F-A-C-T. Huh? What?
Tunnels?
Tunnel. Towers. Tunnel.
I wouldn't have guessed it.
Yeah.
It is. It's his brother was one of the ones that was a firefighter, and he ran He ran to help
Oh, okay.
everyone,
Okay.
and had to go through this tunnel and died in 9/11. And so now this is what his mission in life is, to do something like this. And so it's kind of like that. You feel like you go in and you do something, and it's for good. It's just you're good. You feel good because you can't be there to help somebody physically or be with them, take them to the hospital or anything like that. But there's people that will do that, and they just need your help and support, and that's what y'all can do. But you have furniture, and you have clothes, and you have like jewelry and.
Yeah, and they Fridays and Saturdays people can drop off. It's totally on donation. We don't buy anything. We just kind of resell, obviously, things that people donate, and most of the donors come from the Conroe area.
Yeah.
We're highly involved with the ISD of Davis. I know that we work with a lot of the students in need, because that's our greatest joy, and our greatest goal is to outreach towards the community, helping those less fortunate. Not only does it help Teen Challenge, but it helps the community of Conroe, most importantly. So we give back to families in need, and we give to school kids in need, like if they need school clothes or backpacks and stuff, we're there to be able to meet that need.
But you also, if you understand how many parents and grandparents out there are struggling with what can I do for him? I mean, I see him going down the wrong path and all this, and where can I take him? What could I do? What do you say to that person?
Well, I would say that we have centers for everybody. We have centers for adolescent girls. Matter of fact, we're just opening one in Montgomery here pretty soon. The staff is already in position, and we're just kind of waiting for the red tape to clear up. And so we'll have from ages 12 to 17, so we'll be able to help out. And they have a 40-bed dorm opening up for them. So we'll have, then there's a need for that in Montgomery. We have the boys' home, which also houses 50 boys up to 12 to 17. That's up and going. We have the Women's Center in Houston, the Alvin campus, and then from any age, 18 above, and then our men's campus also, which is 18 and above. Then there's other centers. There's 10 other centers throughout Texas. The San Antonio corporate office is obviously in San Antonio. They have a men's and women program. And then they also just opened up a school for women with kids. And so that's our greatest goal, is to share the gospel with everybody in need and let them know that there's a hope and that there is a place for you, and that it's relatively free. And it's because of places like Angelic that make that possible, that make it possible for people to have a place to go when there's a need, whether it's a family member, a child, or I just had a call today about a family that CPS was involved, and they took their kids, and this pastor is trying to get them relocated and get them into a program because they're in need, and we're there to meet that. And that's what we do.
Wonderful, because parents that feel like I can't deal with this child. I mean, this child's out of control, and they just go, I feel like helpless. I feel like a failure. I feel all that, but there are programs, and if you can get to a computer or your phone and go to the Angelic Resale .org or .com,
So.
AngelicResale.com, and that so you can start from there, and they give you a lot of different the Teen Challenge and all that you would want to get involved with. And you have like is it just Friday, Saturday, and
so Friday and Saturdays they're drop off.
That's when you can come and just drop off any
yeah.
donations that you might have. Someone's there between 10 and
6, I believe.
6.
Yeah,
Okay.
10 and 6.
And then but to make to shop, you shop. Is that every day is open, or
every day, but Sunday and Monday. Sunday and Monday they're closed. So
okay, Sunday and Monday they're closed.
Tuesday through Saturday.
Okay, Tuesday through Saturday you can go to shop, and those donations of the money that you buy those things with will help. And then if someone is in need, and is there a phone number that's on that Angelic Resale?
Yeah.
Okay.
So actually, I have the phone number right here.
That they could call, and then that way you can say, I need help with, a child, or I need help, and they get that to you. That's what's really important. And I think the Women's Center, are y'all in the Angelic Resale website?
No, it's
That's
just
different.
the Magnolia Center that is over the Angelic Resale.
Oh, okay. So you're in the Teen Challenge. And Robert, Robert, what is that number, please?
So Angelic is 936-441-5433. They can also call us Teen Challenge 281-259-5600. And we kind of, we took ownership of Angelic on July 1st of this last year, and so we're very much intertwined. So sometimes we'll get calls for either or.
Right.
Either way, we'll get you in touch with somebody. And just to touch too on what we sell, and so like we do have drop-offs at the store, Angelic, from Friday and Saturdays for people that want to come back behind the store and drop off clothes. But a lot of people are, like you said, we have a lot of good furniture, big items. When you go in, if you've ever been to a resale shop, it's more like a showroom floor. It's very spacious, and so some of our furniture area is big, and so some people, for whatever reason, estate sales or they're getting rid of a lot of furniture. So we also work with them if they need us to come pick up the furniture. We have ways to do that so that not just Friday and Saturday, but we can work with whoever. Come to their house, pick up the furniture. They're giving it to us. It's worth the drive for us,
right?
And we're gonna resell that back to give to our ministry. So,
do you know how many people would rather do that than call two men in a truck? But to know that I'm calling these people who love the fact that I'm giving this to them and they're going to take care of this and all that, because a lot of times you're getting rid of furniture that you had years and years and years, and what's bad is that right now the trend is going towards the retro stuff, and so in a sense it's really good for y'all, because you probably have a lot of people coming in and giving things they had in the 90s and all that. Here you can have my stuff, but I think that a lot of times the furniture and clothes and all that, are y'all having to redo the clothes, or you have to take the clothes in, have them cleaned, or
they have a washer and dryer in the facility, so they'll wash. Typically they'll wash the stuff that comes in, and we have somebody else that cleans up. He has a station back there, and he just cleans everything up, make sure all the electronics work before they put them on the floor. There's quality control that goes behind all that stuff.
Good.
Yeah.
Good, because sometimes you don't feel that's happened.
Yeah, the whole back room is dedicated to, like, before the stuff ever goes onto the showroom floor, if you will. They're going through every article of clothing, every electronic, cleaning up the furniture, making sure that it's definitely resellable, but that it's the quality that we want to resell.
Sure.
And even to the extent of like books and records and stuff, we're a Christian company, so we do have standards of what we resell to the community as well.
Yes.
So we will not resell things that are anti-Christian or maybe just like propaganda stuff.
Right.
We want to give back stuff that like kids' toys that we think are appropriate for kids to be playing with.
Right.
Good point.
But not definitely on the upper scale, because if you've ever been to a resale shop, some of them can feel a little seedy. And I think we were talking about earlier, you feel like you might get a better deal at the seedy ones, but this is we're trying to do it for the community, give back good stuff, and it's definitely at reasonable prices for what we're selling too. So
well, sure.
Ultimately, it's not for profit, so it's a 501c3 also, and so the point of it is to give back to the community and to help support Teen Challenge. On top of that,
that's a very good point, the 501c deal, because then they can also
there's
use
a
that, write it
tax-deductible
off.
receipt. Sure,
write it off.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and you can take the receipt and do that.
Yeah.
Yes. Now, you guys have never stood behind the counters and sold, right? Y'all.
Correct.
Y'all are doing more.
Yeah, I'm more of
the
on the administrative
type stuff, but Kaitlyn's going to get to do that, right?
Yes.
So,
Kaylin's gonna be my eyes and ears over there. Yeah.
and she'll be able to. Yeah. Oh, that's right. Because you're in. Now, where's Rodney's? Where are you located with Rodney?
Rodney's in the same office as I am, but he's back and forth. So he'll be at Angelic half the time. He'll be over at the center half the time, and so he's very busy, very very busy guy. So.
Well, if you understand the history of Angelic hadn't been there that long, right? It's been there how
like
long?
20 years. I
20
think.
years.
Yeah.
Oh, that long.
Yeah.
I thought it's been a while ago because I thought it'd been there a while,
it
but
had
then
we just took ownership of it like 6 months
oh,
ago.
that's right. That's what I thought. That was just not very long ago, but it's been there 20 years, and I think it's funny because it was so they didn't have big advertisement like they do now. It was just a very word of mouth type of thing and all. And then I remember driving by and seeing that big Angelic Resale sign. I went, what happened? Where are they? Who took over? Who took over them? And I think that it's exciting to know that people really do love, as women especially, love to go do antique shopping. But this is more than that. This is more like going into an upscale Walmart, because you've got a lot more things in there, and they have furniture and they have all that kind of stuff, but you've got everything in there that like a one-stop shopping type of thing, and you can get a lot of gifts and things for your home and all that.
Yeah.
So I think that's cool, and I love the way that that you have where people can come in and drop off, or you'll go to them and get whatever they need, to give you, or say, here, I'm getting ready to move. Y'all just take whatever you want.
Yeah, so our Teen Challenge guys will have a box trailer, and they'll come and pick up like stuff. Usually on Mondays, I think is when they're scheduling that.
So the kids that are going through the Teen Challenge thing, are they doing school there? Are they going to their regular school and then coming over?
So if they're in the adolescent Teen Challenge, so they're under 18, then they are required. The program's a little different than the adults, so they are required legally to continue school. So that education in the adolescents program looks a lot different than the adult men's program, where even if they haven't completed school after 18, it's not a requirement. So the adolescents, they're still doing school and the Teen Challenge program at the same time, and they're living there.
And they're living there.
Yeah.
As soon as they get home from school, you make them take a shower.
I don't know. I've never worked at the adolescents, but I'm hoping that's one of the rules. Yeah.
Even if the men do come into our adult program and they don't have an education, part of the requirement is that they get a GED before they graduate. So the idea of our program is to not only share their identity of who they are in Christ and change their old living patterns, their old way of living, the way they view themselves, but to build them up. So in theory, they should have a relationship with Christ, know what their identity is, be able to have a driver's license, Social Security card, be employed. So by the time that they leave, they should have a bank account, they should have their GED, they should have their license. So we're preparing them for life, for a successful life, not to just graduate and throw them back. Okay, you're good now. And not only that, we don't just say you're graduating, we're done. Like we have, if you do graduate, there's reentry. We'll help with that, and where you'll go out to work and you'll come back. So there's still some accountability there, and so you also have somewhere to go. Then there's also where me and Kaitlyn went through. We went through TCMI, which is like if you want to continue your education and pursue a career in Teen Challenge or pursue a career in ministry, which is how we met. And they have that opportunity. And so Teen Challenge just doesn't say, hey, you graduated, you're good, bye. Like you're like Robert said, you're part of the community. Like we love you, we support you, we want to see you do well, and we're not going to set you up for failure.
I'm not saying anything bad about the educational system, but everything you just described, every parent would give their eye teeth for that to be the ideal in their schools. This is what you need to be learning. You need that, how to get your first job, how to get your driver's license, how to get there's a lot of things that
investing. Like I wish that somebody would have told me when I was in high school about investing and what that would have been like and what my future would have looked like had I been able to do that. But they don't ever teach you that in school.
Oh no, and I remember if they just teach you how to instead of jiggling the toilet thing, like if you take the top off and find out that the chain has come unhooked, and all you need to do is just take it and put the chain back on, and you're good to go. You don't have to call a plumber. You don't have to call your dad. You can get this all done yourself. It's things like that you go like, somebody teach that, something like that, just so people can have just a little bit of just common knowledge and common sense about things that we should have all known. And instead of all the things that they push on you that the kids don't think are even important or don't, that's why they don't pay attention, is because when am I ever going to use what Germany did?
Right.
And I went, well, it kind of comes back to haunt you if you don't, I think. But you need to know where history is so you don't repeat it, kind of thing. But you need to, but math and all those things, you'll use them. And my grandchildren said, I don't even know if I can tell a quarter from a nickel anymore, because everybody uses a card for everything. So we just think the card takes care of that. And then to make change, they're afraid to get a job because they don't know. I have no idea how you can make change. I don't even see money anymore. I mean, how do I make change with all this money? And so the culture is kind of, you do see a shift in things that kids are learning, and kids aren't learning. They don't write. They don't do cursive anymore, and there's things that they
don't bounce a checkbook anymore.
No,
right?
because you don't want to be the guy in line at Kroger's or HEB who gets out their checkbook and starts to write a check, because everybody behind goes, oh no, they got a check. It's going to take forever to get through this, and so a lot of those things are going away, and what's it being replaced with? And that's what is just incredible to me, is figuring all that stuff out. So the teens that come through your programs, I'm interested. Do you see that happening? Do you see that the things that we all, like all of us knew about, care about?
Yeah, the younger, like we've had some students that age between 18 and 20, and I could definitely see where that millennial generation kind of gap is on that, where we might have went out to play, they might have stayed in and played. Like, you can definitely see that gap in generation, and social media type influence and not having access to a phone is a big challenge for them.
Because I think the only thing they're worried about is anything happening to their thumbs, or getting arthritis in their thumbs
and
that they can't play.
From looking down always at their
Oh
phone,
my word! That's what I feel like that's something that's going to be a so study to be a chiropractor, or work with the all of the knuckles and things like that. Because I see my kids just constantly popping their knuckles. They said, well, it's easier to play. Like, what? You think that? I said, yeah, you're faster. And I said, so they're concentrating on something so right there in front of them. But I wonder, do you let them play games, or you give them an hour to play games, or no devices at all?
We try to subtract all the things, the distractions of the world. So like, and we try to like dress them the way that they should feel good about themselves. So we're collared shirt, dress clothes. We want to live. You're a new creation, right? And so we want to live that way. We want to be representation of who we want to be seen and known as. And so clean shaven, so no facial hair for students, no cell phone, no tobacco, no relationships with girls, and like we want to subtract all that from the world. Let's get down to the basics and the fundamentals, and find out the reason why we've been living this way and change that.
That's amazing.
Yeah, because unfortunately, most, like I said, there's many rehabs out there, and many people approaching the problem of addiction. But unfortunately, we've come to this like tunnel vision in this country, where we focus so much on the one issue of getting them clean and sober. And we get them off the drugs, get them off the alcohol, and then we shove them out. And unfortunately, it's parallel to what the American church does with salvation. We focus so much on getting people saved, getting the people into the church, and then we just leave them. Like we don't disciple them, we just let them go. And we wonder why people are falling off the church, because we're not discipling them, we're not teaching them how to be whole people. And so that's our approach is different in that way, because we get them off the drugs and alcohol immediately. We're also unplugging them, like Matt was talking about, from all the noise of the world. And getting them to be able to hear from God and have a relationship, but also find out who they are and find out how to be a whole person. Teach them about like Dave Ramsey's Financial Peace University. Teach them how to balance a checkbook, even if they don't have checkbooks anymore. Like, we teach them how to be a person when they go back out in the world. That they're definitely clean and sober from drugs, but they also know how to be responsible and survive in the world.
Good grief, that's awesome.
Because once you know that, then the allure of going back to drugs and alcohol it slips away because you don't need it.
But the drugs and alcohol and all that are bad, and they certainly help remove you from the reality of what's things that you need to be doing or accountability and all that. But the kids that are so insecure and so feel lost and feel like their world is all in the games, is all in, the addiction to the games and the addiction to this is my world, this is my reality, is this it's not real, and they need that very same help that you're talking about. All those things can be applied to someone who never took a drug or never did that, but their addiction to just feeling like I've got to isolate myself. And whenever COVID happened, it was horrible. It was I just watched it just shred my grandson and granddaughter just out of total community. They had their friends, they had all this, and then that was gone. And church became, of course, important, and then they shut the churches down. So they used to feel like, where do I don't know where to belong, and they couldn't get how to do homework or anything like that through a computer. And there was a teacher standing there, but she's not seeing me, and so whatever you want to do so while she's looking at you. But it was just such a mind bending thing that happened to them. I feel so sorry for them for those 2 years. They feel like they were just lost and in limbo about things. So something that you're talking about would be amazing if they could integrate that in some way into, like this is what needs to be taught.
Yeah,
Right.
well,
Absolutely.
Unfortunately, we've kind of taken community and we've taken the Bible out of schools, and I feel like that we really did a disservice to our nation as far as that.
That one person came and said, "Why are you saying the prayer?" That I was just, it's so sad, and God must have gone like, but that's okay because the good's got to overcome it. It's okay.
Yeah,
It's okay. It's okay. And but you felt like that was the beginning of of the end for us, but it's not. And people saying that the churches aren't thriving and all that narrative that's come out, it's that a lot of people are watching online and all that. That's true, and that there has been a drop off probably, and the younger people coming up may be doing that. But I just see too many teens, and I've seen too many conventions where it's just full of spirit and full of all that it's not gone. So. If God looks down, okay, if I can find 2 people, I may save y'all all.
Right.
And they're more than that. So thank you guys so much for being here.
Absolutely.
I'm honored to have y'all here, and this program is amazing.
Yeah.
And then too to announce your marriage on the
Yeah,
show. I think
we're
that's
announcing
great.
it here today.
That's great. I just wish
it's
y'all
been
all
fun.
the best.
Yeah.
I know you've got it because you got such a great foundation. For goodness sakes.
Amen.
So, what do you think's going on? And you guys need some, like people need to know about this in Conroe or something. Let me know, and we'll try and get it
Will
out there
do.
for you.
Thank you so much
Yeah.
for your time. This was
No.
great. It was fun. It was
Thank
a
you
good
for having
experience.
us.
Oh,
Yeah.
Kaitlyn and Matthew and Robert. I'm not going to get the last names because I got the first names right.
Yeah, you
And
did.
so
That's awesome.
We thank you. And anybody out there, you want to go see Angelic Resale, you go see it. It's that's just dynamite. And I'm going to sneak in there and see what I can find. Okay? And can't wait. All right. Anyway, I will be back tomorrow. We've got Andrew Yusey. And he's a new guy on our street because he is now taking over the public information and the media and all that to communicate with the public and about what we're doing here in Conroe and the city and all. So we're excited. He's got an announcement he's going to make tomorrow that it's going to be exclusive. So you got to be on. We want to be here for sure because we want to know what he's going to do. But Anyway, we'll be there back tomorrow, and then I got an amazing couple coming in for Thursday. I'll tell you about that tomorrow. But listen, first responders, we love you so much. Thank you. Everything that you do, thank you. And we know that we love you, and God loves you even more. So thanks, everybody. We'll be back. Okay, remember, Cindy Cochran Show, Real Reality Radio.
Every week, people ask the same two questions. Are they ready to retire? Will their savings last for their lifetimes? Hi, this is Chris Wootton with Wootton Financial Group. Our firm has been in Montgomery County for decades, but the hopes and dreams of the people we serve never change. We help answer these two questions and many more that people have about their uncertain financial future. We have a simple introductory client experience that allows us to get to know the client and includes a few meetings for the client to kick the tires at no charge. We provide a concise, one-page summary that helps the client get a better handle on which questions are the right questions for them. To learn more about Wootton Financial Group's process in helping their clients to a clearer financial future and to see their contact information, visit Cindy Cochran Show page on irlonestar.com/TCCS. Wootton Financial Group is a proud sponsor of the Cindy Cochran Show. Wootton Financial Group is available by phone at 936-449-5952 or visit them on the web at www.woottonfinancial.com. That's www.woottonfinancial.com.
This program is sponsored by the Wootton Financial Group. It is not the intent of Wootton Financial Group to render or offer personalized investment advice or financial planning advice through this radio program or any related website. Wootton Financial Group's participation in this program is limited to providing general information on financial matters and should not be construed as financial recommendation or investment advice. Investment advisory services are offered through Game Plan Advisors, Inc., a registered investment advisor registered with the Securities and Exchange Commission and the state of Texas. Insurance services are offered through Wootton Financial Group, Inc. Game Plan Advisors and Wootton Financial Group, Inc. are affiliated through common ownership, and neither firm is affiliated with The Cindy Cochran Show. No listener should assume that any information presented and or made available on this program serves as the receipt of or a substitute for personalized individual advice from Game Plan Advisors, Wootton Financial Group, or any of their representatives.